This stage, I don't think it's even enough to get angry at Triple H anymore. I just think he revels in our tears and our opinions, and he's just bathing in sorrow, pain, and misery of the WWE universe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling. Let's talk the Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania. Hit my music. Welcome to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling. And with the aftermath of the Royal Rumble finally behind us, now we can talk. Now we can talk, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the patience. We are back online now. Phone is cleared and editing apps are up and running. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, hit the bell for the notifications when we drop new videos. Thank you so much for the support. I will be officially bringing back the 5-part series with obviously the longest serving members of the WWE. New episode will be dropping next week. Be on the lookout for that. But now the hottest topic of the weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 2026 Royal Rumble. I don't know how to feel about the whole show. Obviously, for the first time, I think in the longest of time, we went into a Royal Rumble not knowing what to expect. That made it very, very exciting. I won't even lie. Tuning in and watching the whole show with unpredictability and not knowing what's going to happen next literally brought back that feeling of the Royal Rumble. It brought back the nostalgia of saying, okay, who's going to win? My money is on this person, and once that person loses, basically we turned into commentators, but we weren't paid for it, and we don't know the script, and we're not being given what's going to happen next. It was an exciting, unpredictable Royal Rumble. A huge shout out to the winners of the 2026 Royal Rumble. We have in the men's Royal Rumble, obviously, Roman Reigns. Congratulations to the tribal chief. And in the women's, we've got Liv Morgan. Congratulations to Liv Morgan as well. Now, it's clear. It's clear, like I said in my previous video that I uploaded, that the Royal Rumble itself is a story. Roman Reigns went into the Royal Rumble without any storyline, without any direction, or without any, I would say, basically feuds that he was engaged in. Roman Reigns was basically in the Royal Rumble to be in the Royal Rumble and obviously win it. I do not have a problem with Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. The only problem that I have is with who Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble against. The last two men in the men's Royal Rumble was obviously Gunther and Roman Reigns. If you would have given me any other superstar except Gunther, I might have taken the decision to obviously make him win the Royal Rumble without as much salt as I took to the wound at this point in time. Let's just look at the person that Roman Reigns eliminated in the Royal Rumble. Gunther had not only had a match during the end of the night, he was entrant number 13. He retired AJ Styles, which it's something that we're going to get into later as the show goes on. I just wanted to get this whole Roman Reigns thing out of the way because it seems that in a way when I'm stating facts, it seems that I'm hating against Roman Reigns. I'm not hating against Roman Reigns. I just don't like how everything is done. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean I won't continue watching the product or consuming what he does going forward. I just don't like the way it was done. Gunther has retired 3 legends. Gunther has been engaged in some of the most entertaining storylines in retiring 3 of the most well-known legends in the WWE. It started off with Bill Goldberg, second with John Cena, Third was AJ Styles, in the same night that he entered into the Royal Rumble. The only thing Roman Reigns that has done of any significance this whole year, ladies and gentlemen, was return. That was the only thing that Roman Reigns did for the whole of, I think, half of last year and the first of his returns this year. Now, I'm starting to see a lot of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in how Roman Reigns moves. Not in the sense that, in the sense of superstar capacity, I think they're both, with The Rock being higher than what Roman Reigns is. But I'm sure when Roman Reigns retires, he'll be on the same echelon, as the same stage and the same level as what The Rock is. But I'm seeing a lot of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns made a comment going into the Royal Rumble, the fact that creative has in some way started lacking and has started being unable to make superstars. And don't get me wrong, there's a whole lot of truth in that. But it's because of people like Roman Reigns who don't want to let go of what was and cannot accept what can be. Huge shout out to Thanos for that. Now, what I mean by that is the fact that if creative doesn't revolve around Roman Reigns on The Rock, they are not happy with it. It's the ego of any huge superstar. But I've seen it more oftentimes around Roman Reigns and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Their inability to look around the area, to basically think that nothing around them is bigger than what they can be. Roman Reigns, to be where he is today, he didn't go after opportunity after opportunity. He was given an opportunity to be in the spotlight. Roman Reigns got to where he is today because he was given the flaming sword and told to run with it and see what you can do. And don't take anything away from the 4 years that man had the Universal Championship. He took the WWE to extremely high, and I mean very freaking high heights. But the peak that he has reached with the storyline of the Tribal Chief, I've said this before and I will say it again. Roman Reigns is the same as Conquest. He is a victim of his own success. He will never reach a level or any storyline or any sort of feud than what the Bloodline did with him. He will never. I don't care how much he tries to reinvent himself, how many times he returns, he will never hit the peak of what the Tribal Chief and the Bloodline was. And that in itself should clock to him the fact that the peak was at that stage, was for that 4 years where you carried the company. But you can't keep carrying the company on the schedule that you're keeping at this point in time. Roman Reigns is barely ever at work. Roman Reigns can barely keep creative going, because the only way he's going to keep creative going is if he returns every week. Every episode of Monday Night Raw, it's going to be, hey, Roman Reigns scheduled for next week to make his big return. Roman Reigns, for me, the suggestion that I had for both him and Cody Rhodes is going through the most now. Cody Rhodes is going through the most. He's going through that, having failed at the Royal Rumble, he's not going to be able to qualify for WrestleMania, and he might miss this year's WrestleMania. That is the storyline that we're given. He's basically facing adversity. It's not a problem. Roman Reigns, all he did was come onto a talk show, talk trash, and obviously win himself a WrestleMania main event. Now, do I think The Rock, the final fraud Johnson, had something to do with Roman Reigns winning? Of course I do. He's his cousin. They want everything to revolve around the Samoan family. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do not think Roman Reigns eliminating Gunther was the right decision. Given the momentum that Gunther is currently on right now, whether you hate the way Triple H is booking him or whether you hate the way that he's killing off our legends, Gunther is the hottest thing in the WWE right now. He's the hottest heel that you have in the WWE, straight maybe after Drew McIntyre. So why are we having Roman Reigns eliminate Gunther? Why couldn't it be Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul? Have Gunther be eliminated by someone who's maybe coming next to maybe end their career, who feels that this year is the last year for them. I would have loved to see Gunther eliminate Brock Lesnar to set up what could be Brock Lesnar's final year in the WWE. There's a story there. I do not understand why Roman Reigns, just because of his star power, gets to win the Royal Rumble. But with that being said, going forward, we'll probably find out the last week of WrestleMania who Roman Reigns is going to choose, because creative has been slacking all of a sudden. But yet, guy goes to work as often, if not less than what he's supposed to be putting out creatively. Huge shout out to Roman Reigns. We'll see what he does with this one. We'll see who's the champion by the time he gets it, because there are rumors. The fact that Drew McIntyre might be losing that title in the next few months. It's being a transitional title. But I believe Drew McIntyre is going to WrestleMania. I believe he should go to WrestleMania. But what I believe and what I think means nothing to the WWE creative. They will always do what they believe is good for their pockets. So with Roman Reigns obviously qualifying, it leads us to a question as to who's going to challenge. Who is he going to challenge for the spot in WrestleMania? Drew McIntyre made it very, very clear. He's asked him very, very nicely, please pick me and I will put you down. There's no bloodline around you. You're alone. There is no bloodline to back you up. There is no Paul Heyman in your corner. You are alone. So we'll see how all of this goes. Liv Morgan, obviously, I think the biggest talking point would be the fact that she eliminated Raquel Rodriguez to get her opportunity, which then may also set up a storyline with Raquel Rodriguez costing Liv Morgan the championship at WrestleMania. Who knows? With the Judgment Day, it's a very hard to put a finger on what their next move is and what they feel, how they should be carrying the group going forward. Like I've been saying, the group should have been dismantled about 8 to 10 months back. It serves no one, no purpose. Here and there it will, but they barely ever follow up on whatever purpose the group was supposed to carry out, or the storyline they were supposed to carry out, because they would hit such a high, and in the past 2 weeks would just have a flat line of nothing going into the Judgment Day. But I think we're setting up a possible Raquel Rodriguez versus Liv Morgan match probably after Mania. Huge shout out to Femi. A huge shout out to Femi. Huge shout out to Javon Evans. Dude, Braun Breaker didn't even make it into the Royal Rumble. Braun Breaker didn't even make it into the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. And that was basically the peak of the night for the Royal Rumble, amongst many other moments. For me, that was the standout moment. The fact that Braun Breaker didn't even get to go into the Royal Rumble. So, in my head, in my predictions that I had for the year, I honestly thought Braun Breaker would be somewhere in the main event of WrestleMania to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. But it seems that there's a mystery man. Once again, there's a mystery man in a black mask that's stomping heads and getting results. But this time, the results are not for the Vision. They are against the Vision. And it's not even the Vision. It's just Braun Breaker at this point, because he was the one that was targeted. And just comment down below. Let me know who you think the masked man is. Personally, I think it's Austin Theory. I honestly think it's Austin Theory. Like I've been saying, that there's this rumor that has been going around that I pretty much liked when I first read it. The fact that Austin Theory has been sent by Seth Rollins to infiltrate the Vision. So I love the fact that this could be Austin Theory being a sleeper agent and working with Seth Rollins. The mystery man, I'm not going to say it's Seth Rollins. I don't think it was Seth Rollins. That's definitely Austin Theory. And it will be interesting to see who they revealed to be the masked man. But I think personally that's Austin Theory. Let me know what you guys think down below. Good showing out for Femi. The moments that he had with Brock Lesnar, I didn't really get a sense of what I was hoping would happen. I honestly thought the 2 people that would eliminate Brock Lesnar in this Royal Rumble would be Femi or Gunther. Didn't get any of those. He was eliminated by LA Knight and Cody Rhodes during Jey Uso's entrance. And I don't know. I don't know whether there was a glitch during that whole entrance with Jey Uso. I don't know whether that entrance took longer than it was supposed to, but yeah, he was eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance, and that's about as equivalent as Javon Evans signing his contract during an ad break. Yeah, so doesn't make sense for me. Got eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. Good to see LA Knight back. Not so good to see the way that he's being booked going forward. Can just see, I don't know, when he came out LA Knight last night, he wasn't the same LA Knight that I've grown to love and support. It seems that his spark is definitely dead. He doesn't want to be in that company anymore. It's been let down way too many times. And there's only so much someone can take before they decide that this company isn't for me anymore. So it's just a matter of time. LA Knight, I think, is fed up with the creative at the WWE, and I don't blame him. I do not blame LA Knight even in the slightest. The opportunities that this man has been taken out of and the missed opportunities that he was supposed to get, it's very, like, it's disheartening. It's very hard to see what could have been the world's biggest superstar be treated the way that he is. LA Knight got a bigger pop than Roman Reigns yesterday. Don't even get it twisted. LA Knight got a bigger pop than Roman Reigns. A lot of other superstars got a bigger pop than what Roman Reigns did. But Femi got a huge pop. Cody Rhodes, it's just a song. Jey Uso's just a song. Sami Zayn, I don't know. You're just gonna be an underdog forever, my good sir. Because when it comes to the odds that were placed against you, against Drew McIntyre, I think the only person that can stop Drew McIntyre at this point in time would be Drew McIntyre. Now, what I mean about that is that Drew McIntyre, if he involves himself in too many feuds at the same time and starts pissing off too many people at the same time, I think that's the way that he loses the Universal Championship. But the way that he's moving right now, the timing that he's on, dude, a lot of people are in danger. A lot of people are in danger. I can't even imagine how Roman Reigns can stop this version of Drew McIntyre. I don't even see how any other superstar on the SmackDown roster can deal with what Drew McIntyre is doing right now. The work, the involvement in every segment to make sure that no one, and I mean no one, interferes in what he does. He does the dirty work. And I've said this before, I like this about Drew McIntyre. He's involving himself in that picture and to say, you know what, this is my title, I'm keeping it, and I'll do whatever it takes to win that title. And retain, obviously. So for me, the only person that can stop Drew McIntyre is Drew McIntyre. Not even Roman Reigns with all his hype and all his Royal Rumble winnings could stop Drew McIntyre if he chooses him at WrestleMania. He shouldn't. Not on the run that Drew McIntyre is on right now. Sami Zayn, I don't know what's next for him. He's been an underdog for the past 2 years. He's been speaking about the same story for the past 2 years. I don't know what's next for Sami Zayn. I think he should just be comfortable in knowing the fact that going forward, the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship is where he would both the best, so to say. Not in a bad way, not to say that he belongs in the mid-card, no. It's just the fact that the people that we're putting at the top now and the momentum that it's behind them, it's going to be very hard for Sami Zayn to overcome. But I would like for somewhere during maybe this year for Sami Zayn to take a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, maybe even win it. But when it comes to Drew McIntyre, I don't know whether they're going to build the whole trilogy where Sami Zayn fails to beat him at Night of Champions, goes to the Elimination Chamber, wins it, and challenges at WrestleMania to maybe make it a trilogy where he actually does take the title away from Drew McIntyre. You never know how they're planning to do all of these things. I'm not even going to go into Drew McIntyre. You guys already know how I feel about him. I'm loving the work that Drew McIntyre is putting on. And it takes a certain eye to see how well he's carrying the company and how well he's carrying that title. He's making that title relevant once again, not because it's in a feud with family members or it's because it's a universal champion that will do anything and everything to retain and keep power of that title. Huge shout out to Lash Legend. I think she outdid herself in the women's Royal Rumble, and you could see in the women's Royal Rumble that the tag team division in the women's division is in great hands. The tag team division was basically dominating the Royal Rumble, and I love to see it. I love to see the fact that the tag team division is doing as healthy. Now, if we can take that much effort and put it into the singles, that would be awesome. That would be freaking awesome. Notable points is where Charlotte Flair obviously eliminating Alexa Bliss by mistake. Alexa, it was a mistake, please. Liv Morgan eliminating Raquel Rodriguez. That wasn't a mistake. That wasn't a mistake. That was definitely not a mistake. So it is some great women coming up in the WWE. Huge shout out to Lash Legend. The performance that she put on last night. Returning Brie Bella, Brie Mode. It was good to see her in the ring with her twin sister, obviously the Bella twins. And yeah, the women's Royal Rumble, I think, only started heating up immediately when Rhea Ripley made her entrance into the Royal Rumble. But overall, a great show. And yeah, now we're covering the part that no one wants to talk about. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. It's been one hell of a run. It's been one hell of a run. The poetic end to ending his career in the WWE to where he started it. Couldn't have asked for a better story ending than that. Thank you, AJ Styles, for the great memories. Thank you for the phenomenal forearms. Thank you for the 450 splashes. Thank you for the Styles Clash. Thank you for the calf crush. You will ever, and I mean forever, be remembered as a living legend who was aging backwards. AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio are a very, very rare breed of people that actually age backwards. And the older they get, the more energetic it seems that they are. The better that they get in the ring. It's so amazing. And last night, he fell victim to the legend killer, the new age career killer. Honorable, fine man with no pimple, Africa's tallest man, Igwe. Gunther. Gunther obviously retiring AJ Styles. But I don't think this is AJ Styles. How should I put it? It's not AJ Styles leaving professional wrestling. I think we will see him in other companies. And we can only wish him all the best. Thank you so much for the I think it's 10 years, right? It's 10 years. You see, we're getting old. It's 10 years now with AJ Styles giving us nothing but phenomenal matches. Thank you so much for the impact that you've had on the business. Thank you so much for the impact that you've had of people who didn't know you coming into the WWE. We've had the biggest pleasure of watching you entertain. And more than anything, AJ Styles gave it, and is still giving it in the ring. He didn't leave his gloves on the floor, on the mat. He put them back on. So for me, that just showed that he's not done with wrestling. He'll probably go to another company and he wants to explore or retire somewhere else. I think the biggest place that AJ Styles would want to retire at, I think it's TNA. I think the next best thing for AJ Styles would be to go to TNA and retire there. But you never know. We might see him in other companies. With that being said, I just want to say thank you for being phenomenal. Thank you for giving us that many memories and that much thriller banger matches. And I can't explain that sinking feeling when Gunther starts dominating an opponent. That sinking feeling that you start to get when he starts elbowing your opponent right on the neck and before clinching them into that sleeper hole. I can't explain as a fan how my heart just sank. I was standing up literally going, AJ Styles, you can do this. But immediately when he started hitting him with the elbows, I got PTSD from what John Cena had done to him at Saturday night's main event. And I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Gunther is on a run that I cannot explain and I cannot even compare to any other run that I've seen in the longest of time. Gunther deserves everything under the moon that is championship gold. This man is by far, in the WWE, the most complete heel that you will ever see. There is no extravagance. There is no, everything is just basic. For some reason, everything that he does is basic. From his ring attire, to his theme song, to how he walks out to the ring, to how he conducts himself on the mic. It's the most basic things that you will ever learn. If you were to try and turn into a WWE superstar or any wrestler at this point in time, and you were to follow what Gunther is doing at this point in time, I'm sure a company would pick you up within less than a year. He is the most complete wrestler at this point in time. There is no one that deserves the praise, the accolades, and even the honor of retiring these legends than what Gunther is. They can hate him as much as they want. Personally, I don't hate the guy because hate is I dislike the guy. But it doesn't stop me from appreciating the art and what he's doing. So a huge shout out to the legend killer, the new age career ender, Mr. Gunther, the ring general. And to AJ Styles, thank you for a memorable 10 years. You will be missed. And wherever you go, you'll be sure that we will be watching. We will be watching. And we hope that this is the ending that you wanted. This is the ending that you opted for. As much as you've given The Undertaker the ending that he required, I hope that this was the ending that you wanted. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your standout moments were in the WWE Royal Rumble, whether it be the women's or the men's. Is it the right decision to make Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns win? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you've made it this far in the video, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a like, hit the subscription, hit the notification bell so you can get a notification every time we drop some videos here. Thank you all so much for the support, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, let's talk wrestling. Peace.